Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your Tuesday morning. Um, let's go ahead and start looking at some of the natural gas. I want to make sure that we have all of this all set up. Go ahead and move this a little bit on over. What's up? What's up? Hope you guys are all having a great morning. Let me know how you guys are feeling this morning. As of right now, I was just looking at a couple of the futures on /NG. Again, very aggressive sell-off is beginning to consolidate right around the 2.60 price point on the 180-day chart. So the progression of it making lower lows, it's really not there anymore. And right now, we're getting a lot of consolidation in between the middle VWAP and the SMA line. So right now it looks like it's trying to build a support. It's trying to begin to push up. At least that's what it looks like what it's trying to do. It does not mean that it has to. Have not taken one position just yet. We can go right on over here to the monitor. Again, no positions, nothing, starting fresh, starting new. Gonna go right here and gonna start setting my alerts. I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing what it decides to do. Is it gonna hold above the middle VWAP and begin to make higher highs? Or is it going to, begin to break below the SMA line and begin to sell off once again? That's something that we'll have to wait out for. So let's go ahead and check this out. Here we go. What's going on, Peyton? What's going on, Craig? What's going on, Zero? What's going on, John? What's going on, Connor? Steven, Miami, Russ, Enrique, Brendan, Amy, Sam, Chanby, Tanya, Berg, Colby Wright. What is going on, my dude? BT, Cody, Jason, Peter, Sammy, Ice, Josh, Jomel, Adrian, Billy the Kid. What's up? What's up? Jose. Hope you guys are all having a great start to the morning. What's going on, Edgar? What's going on, Jose? What's going on, Robert? What's up? What's up? How are you guys all doing this morning? What's going on, guys? So Alex, Nicola, DC Slay, Edgar. Trying to read all your guys' name. Warren, Eddie, Kyle, John, Stefanos. Let's go ahead and get started. How are you guys feeling? Is there anything that you guys want to share within the live stream right now that is currently trending up? Anything that you want to take a look at? What's going on, Pascal? Nice to see you again. Sergio Livins, what's up? What's up? So as of right now, again, I would say that natural gas right now is at a critical point, and what I mean by that is we don't know if it's gonna continue to as of right now it got rejected by the middle VWAP right around 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning. It was showing signs of an uptrend. Again, it doesn't matter how much it pushes up, it matters where it opens, where it's at when the market opens. And right now it's down here, right? So nothing crazy going on with UGAS or DGAS. It should have opened pretty even based on where it closed and based on where it opened. And you could see that based off of this data right here, where it closed and where it opened, right? But now it's are we going to start seeing this thing push up, or are we going to start seeing this thing push down? So let's go ahead and check this out. So we have a couple people in the swing trading chat discussing NBEV that I think that we should talk about it, right? Doesn't mean that we have to trade it. It's just something that we need to discuss, right? What the? Here we go. All right, let's check this out. 180-day analysis, right? I like this. So a lot of consolidation around the SMA line. So it makes sense on, can we understand maybe why this could be a potential support? Well, based off of previous patterns, it looks like it's the SMA line has been acting as a support, and it's been pushing up very close to that $8 price point. So it makes sense on why it can bounce here and then begin to show signs of an uptrend. If I'm not mistaken, that's probably the plan that you guys have in mind. As of right now, it's not showing signs of an uptrend. The MACD is starting to descend, although it's starting to flatline right now. I would like to see this thing to form higher highs. So I already have my alert set here around $6.75. And then obviously the resistance as it gets closer to around 725, it would make a lot of sense as well. Just as much as it could go up, it could go down, and that's why I have my alert below $6 to make sure that we understand both ends of that side. I also do want to follow up with LOCO. I don't know if you guys remember about this one, but this is Pollo Loco. We talked about this one in our Sunday stock talk about 2 days ago, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed President's Day. But the overall SMA line was acting as a support. We've seen it here. We've seen it here. And as of right now, based on where it's at for the day, looks like it's trying to build the support. Looks like it's trying to make higher highs as of right now. Again, it's so early within the stage of a reversal, just look at previous patterns and how much time it actually takes for it to confirm a reversal. So don't be so quick to, enter a position. Patience, patience, patience. So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, if you want to treat it as a day trade, great, but just make sure that you get a good deal, make sure that the opportunity cost is worth it, and make sure that you have a stop loss and form of risk management in mind as well. Yep, the volume is pretty low as of right now, especially, and it's a little bit more on the overextended side for LOCO. But obviously, it's something that I just wanted to follow up with and kind of go from there. There's also another one that I found to be pretty. It was CROX. Here we go, 180-day chart. Why do I see value in CROX? 180-day pattern, overall SMA line acting as a previous support. Watch out for the up and coming earnings, if I'm not mistaken, on the 28th of February. So the last day of February, yes, it's still showing signs of an uptrend. Great. Look at that MACD and look at that RSI. Again, just make sure that you're getting in for a good deal. Don't feel, encouraged if you think that it's going to pull back before it continues to uptrend. Lock in those profits and just have a plan in mind. Again, if there's a reason behind, something that you should do, then just do it, right? There's nothing wrong with taking action, locking in profits, and just waiting to see what can happen. So we got /EO, so broke the middle VWAP, and okay, let's check that out. /EO, I know that was a big one for a lot of you. But yeah, it broke above that $55 resistance, pushed up, broke below, and it is now trying to show signs a little bit of a pullback, right? So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, let's check that out. Holy mackerel. Okay, so it broke below the middle VWAP. It was showing signs of an uptrend. This is a perfect example, perfect example of something that, hey, what's going on, Peyton? So again, in a swing, I'm excited. I would love to only have to take 1 or 2 positions a week. But again, it doesn't matter what I would love to do or what I want to do if nothing is, in response or showing that consistent pattern, right? So I'd love to get back into swing trading, but just that consistent pattern just wasn't necessarily there, or that consistency. So based on Forex, the /CL closed on Friday, I think /CL was doing a beautiful job trading between the middle and top VWAP, right? Continuing to show signs of higher highs, all that good stuff. It made a lot of sense. And then guess what? Literally, right around 7 o'clock, it was approaching that middle VWAP and had a huge sell-off. Again, there's a huge amount of people that, I'm sure that there's some form of news that was also released, but there's a huge number of people that have access to pre-market hours at 7 o'clock. I think that's like the traditional, like where even people with Robinhood and stuff like that get access to pre-market hours. So the number of people that then have access to pre-market hours is much greater. So again, if there's a lot of sellers, if the demand just isn't there, it makes sense on what caused this huge sell-off. Now that the market opened, again, what's going to happen? Is this thing going to recover? If so, for UWT, right? For UWT, looks like it had a pretty solid sell-off. This might be something that we might want to pay attention to, right, for the potential recovery. Might be something. If not, then guess what? We could just set our alerts for the break below the EMA line. I think that's something that's at least worth setting the alerts for, right? Guys, I have cake all over my keyboard and my little pad and stuff like that because of, and it's like bothering me because of the surprise that I had on from the guys. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. I thought they just left me cake on my keyboard and my little mouse pad area, just so if instead of eating Pop-Tarts, during the live stream, my roommates are so caring that they left me little crumbs of cake on my little work area. They're so thoughtful. But yeah, /NQ. Holy mackerel. Okay. Let's check this out real quick. Give me one quick second. All right. Okay, well, it makes sense. Look at this progression, right? So I thought it was going to sell off all the way. I mean, it still can. It still 100% can. Looking at previous patterns, it looks like the SMA line normally acts as a support, right? But there's been previous times where it's selling off, it finds a support, look at the MACD, and then it begins to push up. But then obviously it doesn't last for a super long time. It sells off, touches the SMA line, pushes up, sells off again, touches the SMA line, and then pushes up. So it was already overextended. It was selling off. The MACD showed signs of it, being a little bit more on the oversold side. So did the RSI, and then now it's pushing up. But it's right around that middle VWAP and that EMA line. So does it mean that it has to continue to uptrend? Heck no. So let's just make sure that we have that in mind. If you see a day trade opportunity, great. But if you see it pulling back, just understand that it still has more margin to sell off before it continues to uptrend. I think that's worth noting. So it's doing a really good job pushing up right now. So that means that TQQQ should be selling off, and then SQs should be showing signs of an uptrend. Wait, TQs is pushing up, and SQs is showing signs of a downtrend. Sorry about that. Here we go. So we're getting a lot of consolidation at this resistance, and again, that was the same resistance that we had during pre-market hours. Again, patterns are there to repeat themselves. They don't always have to, but it just means that they can. Ticker symbol TEC. Okay, right. Let's check this out. Here we go. Overall SMA line acting as a resistance, and then now is trying to show signs of a overall support. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see. A lot of consolidation, right? This is what you were talking about, TECK. Okay. I don't know where the $45 and the $55 price point came from, Leonardo, but I would set my alert here. Oh, no, you're good. So yeah, a lot of consolidation right here. Right now, it's all. Do you see how it's getting rejected by this EMA line nonstop? Right here, right? Still consolidating right now, so it looks like it's building a support. That's great. Now we just want to catch it on the flip side, right? So I'm going to set a series of alerts, and I think that's going to be very interesting, especially if the margin of profit is worth it. So based off previous patterns, if this were to perform the way that we expect it to, again, nothing crazy, but let's say it goes back up to about the $24 price point, right? And then you get in at an average purchase price of nothing crazy either, around like $22.68, right? Give it time for it to identify its reversal. That's about a little bit over 5% margin of profit. Again, confirmation, waiting for the overall reversal, and making sure that we're waiting for higher highs and stuff like that. I think that's something that's going to be very important, on what it is that we decide to trade. So again, just a lot of consolidation still on ticker symbol UGAS and DGAS on the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Still, making the same highs, making the same lows. Or do we have an overall reversal now? Let's see. I don't know why I don't have my alerts set on these. OHI. Let me break that down for you real quick. So downtrending on the day, so probably wouldn't make the best trade as of today, and still downtrending altogether. Still rejected by the SMA line and EMA line, but based off previous patterns, it 100% makes sense. So it looks like we just got an alert for the break above 15 above UWT. I actually really like this pattern. It's very similar to LOCO and CROX. So thank you again for that nice little call out. Again, let's just set our alerts. Let's wait for the confirmation of the reversal. The MACD and the RSI makes sense, and the margin of profit, let's calculate that. No, definitely not bad. Definitely looks like it can be worth it. So thank you again for that call out. Here we go. We're starting to show signs of it making higher highs. More progression of it trying to push up. So let's give it a little bit more time. So I just talked about TECK. And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't that it was... Okay, so it's showing signs of an uptrend as of right now, middle top VWAP, so that makes sense. One thing that we did point out is that it's still below the overall EMA line, so it wouldn't be something that I would hold overnight. If it pushes up on the day, great. I could see this thing getting really close to about that $22 price point. That's great, especially if you see the margin of profit to be worth it. But look, every single time that it pushes up, it's getting rejected by the EMA line, and it doesn't mean that that's going to happen again. It's just all I have to go off of. So if it's happened before, then that's what I'm most likely going to use as an indicator. So I would set your alert as we get closer to that $22 price point. So maybe when it gets closer to $21 or $21.90, or you see any indication of a potential pullback or break of pattern, then to ensure yourself that, look, you're doing what it is that you can to make sure that you take actions based off of resistance or serious indicators that are telling you to sell and stuff like that. So Ricky, do you trade futures? I do not. Yeah, I 100% agree, Alan. So I actually got really cool messages on, and I hope you guys know that I love receiving these messages because it tells me that like you guys, there's like a huge amount of people that like obviously by me trading like you guys and DGAS, almost like every single day, right, for like the past 2 months. Trust me, I know that it gets very boring and all that stuff. But what I loved the most is that when people are like, Ricky, I really appreciate like what you showed me by trading natural gas and the UGAS and DGAS like ETFs and stuff like that, that I've been able to like see more value in something like gold or in something like crude oil and take advantage of those opportunities. So I got a couple messages telling me from people within Learn Plan Profit that they're not trading natural gas anymore, but that they're following with the very same approach because they see the value to be much greater in their opinion on gold. And I think that's great. They had an amazing green day on Friday, and that's what matters. Again, it doesn't matter what it is that I'm trading. Like I could be trading something completely different, but as long as we're sharing ideas with one another, again, I think it really stimulates like our ability to like never want to stop learning new things, right? Because as we continue to go and as we continue to make mistakes and as we continue to do certain things that we do well, we refine ourselves as traders, and it's very important for us to continue to share that information regardless if it ended up in the green or red for us. Again, the whole point of the networking group and watching me trade live isn't to mimic my trades. It's not to, for me to tell you what to buy or what to sell in any way. It's for you to like see what the thought process is within this process. So looks like natural gas just pushed up. So we're getting a really strong push up on natural gas. That should be in favor of you guys. And it looks like it should have just broken that little resistance. So again, based off previous patterns during pre-market hours, it looks like natural gas was at highs of $30. So I'm going to set that as just like somewhat of an indication that, hey, this might be an area where we might want to get a little bit close to. So it's still showing signs of an uptrend, all that good stuff. I like that. I like that, Alan. That's super good. What's going on, Tristan? What's up? What's up? Again, can you guys let me know? Chase. Oh, what's going on, Chase? It was super cool seeing you yesterday. Can you guys let me know why would I possibly not be interested in taking a position right now on ticker symbol UGAS? What about it? What about it would like possibly why would I not be too interested in getting in right now? So look, it's pushing up. It's absolutely ripping it right now. In just the past couple of seconds, it's almost pushed up about 1%. So that's great, and there it goes. It's pushing up to $30, and like, could I have predicted that? No. And look, we're now approaching there. We just broke above $30. Whoa. Okay. So now it's super overbought. Based off previous patterns, this is where it got rejected. So for all my people in you guys, again, you guys do as you guys please, but understand that it's not necessarily the best deal as of right now. Does that make sense? Right? It's a little bit on the overbought side. It makes sense on why it can pull back. But now we at least know that like natural gas is trying to push up. And I think that's very important. But the again, and trust me, like it sucks, especially because we were watching it ever since it broke above this specific area, and it pushed up about 1.7%. I think that's a really decent margin of profit. And we saw it, right? There's a resistance here, and look, it's still pushing up. There's a resistance here. It broke above it. We're like, okay, it's you guys that's going to be pushing up. I wanted to wait for a pullback, for the RSI to not be so overextended, for the MACD to not be so overextended, because it made sense to me. Like that would make sense for me to wait for a pullback. But guess what? That never happened, and it shot up. How many times do we see natural gas or UGAS shoot up like this? Like, how often does this happen? I want to ask you guys this. How often does this happen where we see that it's all overbought, but yet it shoots up within like 1 to 2 minutes, 1.5%? Not very often. So UWT is ripping it too. Yeah, it looks like there's a really nice push up. What about TQs? Yeah. What about gold? No, not too much on that. So and the whole premise behind that is like, A lot of you guys might be kicking yourself in the foot. You're like, wow, I sold at like, 29.60, whatever the case may be, or hey, I saw that it was pushing up and I didn't take a position. It's like just understanding that not just in this position, not just with this trade, but consistently what you did as in not taking a position or what you did as in locking in profits because you saw that it was a little bit on the overbought side, that best practice is going to benefit you long term. Because if you were hopeful that this would happen, it doesn't happen very often. So statistically, if you were to take 10 positions and hold a position and hope that this happens, you would probably be more in the red than you would be in the green. But if you're someone that consistently, and look, it's still shooting up. This is like absolutely crazy. So look at /NG. Look at /NG. Now, what do you think? So it sold $358 profit. What do you think that we should possibly do? We're back at the resistance based off previous patterns. It might be like interesting to take a look at this, don't you think? This is ticker symbol DGAS. It might be something like interesting to take a look at. Again, there's no open position as of right now, right? Let's see what we could do. I want to see if we could see some signs of of that it finds a support. But look, because it sold off so aggressively, even to like the EMA line, 2.5%, that's not bad. I mean, that's not too bad, right? Here we go. So 100 shares. Let's see if we could get filled. All right, here we go. Nice little pop up. Here we go. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I'm still keeping a close eye on natural gas on my right-hand side. MACD makes sense. So does the RSI, right? Not bad. I'm going to give it a little bit more time before I add more to my position. Again, we don't know if it's going to continue to progressively push up, and I only want to add more to my position size if we were to see signs of an uptrend. Again, right now I only have 100 shares, so it's about 1/3 of a normal position size for me, right? Predicting reversals is so hard. Yeah, again, we're not here to try to like predict the future. We want to give it time for it to find the overall reversal. So that's why there's nothing wrong with just kind of like laying back right now and seeing what ends up happening. So I can set my alert here for the what's it called? The alert for the break above 108, and then we can kind of go from there. And we could also set our series of alerts if it ends up making lower lows. And then as we get closer to the overall SMA line, here we go. Hey, what's going on? I think it's Matthias, right? Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Here we go. So I'm going to pull up natural gas real quick. So this is what we got going on. Really nice push up, some consolidation right now. MACD, or the RSI is becoming a little bit more on the overextended side. And it makes sense on why the MACD can begin to reverse. Doesn't mean that it has to. Again, just because that's normally what it does not mean that it has to. So that's why we have to watch it closely. There we go. I like how you guys are all welcome. Matthias. Nice. What was your DGAS price? My DGAS price, if I'm not mistaken, was 107.599. So pretty much 107.60. So it wasn't the best entry. Again, I wasn't focused on getting it at the lowest price point. I just wanted to get in when it was beginning to show signs of an uptrend. That's what was like important to me. Did I get in too early? We'll have to find out, but that's why I took the smaller position size. I hope that makes sense. Here we go. Check this out. On natural gas /NG, we're at the support again. Watch for this. Watch for the break. If it breaks below 2.66, watch for a potential break right on over here. Again, patience. Let's see what we got going on here. Can anyone look into what caused that huge push up? If you guys have time and maybe are not in UGAS or DGAS right now, can some of you guys look into what news or what catalyst drove the price up? I think that'd be really nice to see. Again, natural gas is still exactly at 2.66. Oh, there we go. Broke below it. That's where I'm going to try to get in. Here we go. Let's see. There you go. Pullback. Looks like natural gas is trying to push right back up again. There it goes. It found a support. Although it did break below 2.66, doesn't look like it actually continues to show signs of it making lower lows. Okay, so heating demand estimated to rise in the first article I found. Nice. So they're usually articles that try to, forecast either weather or overall consumption. So it looks like this one would be based off of consumption. There we go. Another strong push up. Just made higher highs. Let's check this out. Natural gas is still uptrending. Yep. We're back at that same resistance, right? The 2.67. So if you guys look at previous patterns, this is around that general area of where it was at. Obviously it pushed up a little bit more. It was around 2.66, but really nice push up. Okay, so it looks like forecast. I short long. Okay. Big gas discovery in Indonesia. I'll have to double check just to verify. Let's see if there's anything that was shared here. Okay, so Repsol makes big gas discovery in Indonesia. Okay, that's the first article that pops up for me. Looks like that was at like 651 though. So 651. Okay. I want to see if there's anything that was released right around like 740 to around 750. Or whatever time, so around 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes after the market opens. Did the stream cut off? There it goes. Just broke above that resistance. And there goes Diaz. Let's watch closely. The volatility is really picking up on natural gas as of right now, right? How's UWT doing? All right, had a really nice push up. Great. Just like we expected, right? Really nice push up. The SMA line, the EMA line is now acting as a support. Watch out for the potential SMA line and stuff like that. So as this could act as a potential resistance. Here we go. And I can have my order ready to sell. Again, I have 200 shares. So if I lose like $1 per share, that'll be about $200, which is kind of like where I was at the very bottom. So if I see that natural gas continues to push up, then I might run the idea of just managing my risk just so I don't have to continue to see it bleed. I do still think that natural gas is extremely overbought, and it probably just needs a little bit more time for it to, confirm its peak. But again, it doesn't matter like what I think or what I hope or what has happened before. It's whatever confirms, right? So right now it is around the 107, so I'm down about 50 cents per share, which is about $100. So not bad. I just want to give it a little bit more time. There it goes. Huge sell off once again. Natural gas pushing up. Again, this is like really interesting to see. I think that this pattern is like super important. If you guys can see this, where it just continues to consolidate and try to find a support around this general area. But you could see that the RSI is just super overbought, showing signs of a form of a peak formation. We just need to start seeing this thing sell off and maybe correct itself a little bit. So. Let's see. What am I drinking? Water. Just water. And my nice little plug, Tech Buds mug. I don't know if you guys could see it, but yeah. Here we go. What do you see as the next resistance for natural gas? That's a really good question. Let's take a step back because we're going to have to go back quite a bit because natural gas was showing signs of a sell-off, right? Looks like based off previous patterns, it would be around like 2.70, right? Do you see this? Around 2.69 to 2.70 or 2.68 to 2.70. There it goes. D-gas with a nice little push up, natural gas with a nice little pullback. Again, it's not necessarily making lower lows as of right now. We're still kind of approaching that general EMA line. So it could 100% still rally. So we could see that it's still pushing up and all that good stuff. So right now its purchase price is right around 107. So I'm down about 30 cents per share, which correlates. So you just double that because I have 200 shares. Which is about, so it's not bad, it's not horrible, right? About $60 down. And again, with the amount that I'm trading with, like I feel like I'm fine, and I could always just manage my risk. So I have my order ready to sell just in case anything happens. Here we go, nice little sell-off. Let's go, little sell-off for the boys. There we go, nice little push up. Watch this, watch this. Ooh, there we go, boom. Nice little push. Watch this. Watch out for natural gas. Again, natural gas is at the EMA line. So this could be where it could find a support. So just want to make sure, again, it's not necessarily it's pulling back right now. If we see it continue to progressively go below the EMA line, then that would be lower lows, and okay, that would make me feel a little bit more confident. Just because I'm in UGAS, or I'm in, what am I in, DGAS, does not mean that it's like a good time to get in. Again, this is where natural gas could find a support. So I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of that. Here we go. Let's see. And it looks like it's trying to find that as a support. Again, let's give it a little bit more time. Got a green candle showing up. How are you feeling this morning? I'm feeling good. I have a little bit of a runny nose, but I actually feel like pretty solid. So sell off for the boys. I feel good. I'm excited. I was genuinely, how many of you guys, and again, this might be because like we're super dorky and stuff like that, but how many of you guys were looking forward to market open on Tuesday? Because we didn't trade Saturday nor Sunday, nor Monday. There you go, nice little push up. Couldn't wait. I think it's something that's like super amazing. Like when you become a part of this like community, right? It doesn't just have to be ours, but when you become part of a group that like, oh, when you become part of a group that like empowers you to, like wake up early, be a little bit more productive, look forward to like working and stuff like that. I think that's a beautiful thing because of the best practices that it implements. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I know it still sucks waking up in the morning and stuff like that. Trust me, like I love sleeping still. But I think it's so amazing that we empower people to like be so driven to wake up in the morning. And even if you're paper trading, even if you're not even taking positions, like how amazing it is just to like feel so empowered to like be productive and to become self-sufficient. I think that's the amazing thing about this. And you're learning how to invest, learning how to be a part of a community, being a part of a team, and being more structured and disciplined. And that's why I've talked about this multiple times. I truly do believe that regardless if you see success in the monetary aspect, trading, I think that the best practices and the concepts that you learn trading, if you can learn how to be disciplined, right? Waiting for confirmations, and everything that falls with that. Identifying patterns, right? And how to take advantage of those opportunities. Only taking advantage of opportunities in which the opportunity cost is worth it. And then managing risk. All those series of best practices, I think go so well and complement one another when you're starting like and wanting to, buy your first house in real estate, buy your next car, right? Or invest in a company or start your own business because of the structure and discipline that you experience trading. I don't know how you guys feel about that. And again, I know that's completely different from solely trading, but I think it's something that could really empower a lot of people. 9:30, that's super nice. That's really good. Again, right now, natural gas, so just so we could check out where it's at. Again, it's not making lower lows. I want you guys all to know that. It's not making lower lows. It's at the EMA line. It's at the EMA line where it could find a support and it could blast right back up. So I'm going to set my alert for the break below this general area and then kind of go off of that. How do you feel about someone who makes beds for a living? I think, again, I don't care what someone does. To put into perspective, my dad came from Mexico and he laid down tile. He worked for a company first and then he started his own little tile company. And trust me, that was the most dreading thing to me. But he was someone that was so passionate about, tile work, and how to present that, what he viewed as art. Same thing for someone that maybe makes beds, right? The way that the stitching can be done, the way and the type of fabrics and materials. There's people that find, their hobby or their passion in so many unique different little niches, some things that you would never imagine. People that make shoes or people that work with leather. It doesn't matter what is glorified. Obviously trading is a glorified market that everyone desires to be successful in. It does not matter what you're passionate about, as long as you are always doing something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy doing. I don't care if you're a gum reseller, if you're the best gum GUM, right, reseller in the world, and it's just you're super passionate about it, and it's just something that you enjoy, then 100% it doesn't matter what other people think, because you will be happy. And I've seen so many other people pursue something that they're not happy doing, they make decent money in, but they're extremely unfulfilled. And I think that's more sad than that is, because I've seen so many underprivileged families still be like as happy as can be because they're united and they have what they really like value, and that's one another. So I think it comes down to like thinking less about what other people see value in and more about what will fulfill you in your life. But yeah. I like it. Yeah, we're finding a really strong support here. So I'm thinking of potentially, let's see where we're at. So we're seeing somewhat of a resistance, right? Yep, and there it goes. It just pulled back. I'm going to have to sneeze. Can I comment on /sales direction? Let's check that out. Wow, this thing really recovered. Where's UWT at? Okay, really nice push up. So really nice push up. Looks like it's still kind of consolidating right around the SMA line. It's a little bit more on the overbought side. So yes, it can continue to push up, but it would also make sense on why it can pull back. So as of right now, I would still not say that the direction is super clear. I would say that it's trying to recover and go back to where it was at before and trading in between the middle and top view up. But look, if sold off so aggressively that it's going to take time to get there. So if you just want to lock in profits and then wait for it to identify its direction, that kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so it looks like natural gas did find somewhat of a support around this general area. Look at the MACD. RSI is not the best, but the MACD is what is kind of giving an indication of a potential support. So okay, so it looks like Colby is saying that on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, there's a little bit more of a clear pattern. Okay, yep, I like that. So that makes sense. Very similar pattern to where it finds a support and is trying to push back up. Great. What about the 180-day chart? Okay, so it's still progressively pushing up. So yeah, and it looks like you guys are trading this much more proactively than I am, and it looks like it just popped up. So again, my biggest thing is like it just does not look like a good deal, but it's rallying right now, and the demand is there. So yeah. It's pushed up over 2% since we've been talking about it. Because we were talking about it when it was down here, right? And that's about 3%, but it doesn't matter where we found it. It matters where it made sense to buy in, and that's when it broke above the middle view up in my eyes, right? Give me one quick second, guys. I need to blow my nose real quick. All right. Oh man, you guys cracked me up. All right, let's see. see what happens here. Can we get a nice little push up? Looks like UWT had a nice little push up all the way up to 1538. It's finding a support right around this EMA line, right? You guys still trying to push up, so I'm just gonna set a series of alerts. There we go. All right, got alert central right now, right? Here we go. Nice little push up on you guys. Let's see. Will we see it happen? Still a lot of consolidation. Not really lower lows being formed yet. Again, right now it's kind of just like we're just waiting to see kind of what happens. There we go. Nice little sell-off. There we go. Approaching 2.66. There it goes. Broke below 2.66. Or no, I got at or near. Let's see if we actually begin to make lower lows. So again, we have this right here. Same resistance. It's like right below 108, and there it goes. It's pulling back. So we have the same thing going on with natural gas. We're finding the same support right around that 2.66 area. Again, that's kind of like the make it or break it. It looks like as of right now. The MACD on natural gas is in favor of natural gas for a potential reversal. The RSI is kind of indifferent for both parties right now, although the RSI is pointing up. It's progressively making higher highs, so I like that on DGAS, but it's not a good deal, right? On DGAS as of right now, it's not viewed as a good deal. So a nice little sell-off for the boys. Yep. So let's see. Let's check this out. There we go. Nice little push up. Can we break above 108? Let's see. Break above 108. Can natural gas break below 2.66? Let's see. Again, this is the support that it's finding. Do you guys see this? Overall support right around 2.66. I know some of you guys don't have maybe the natural gas to be able to get pulled up, so I'll have it here for you because I think that's more important. Here we go. Can you get a nice little push up or a nice little push down? Let's see. Again, this is what I was talking about, the MACD right here. So it's showing signs that it can begin to like reverse back up. So there we go. This is broke below. Can we see lower lows? Let's see. Letter Kenny callback. I don't know what that is. Muhammad, make sure that you have maybe like an OCO bracket set up, which allows you to have maybe like a stop loss and a limit order to sell at the same time, or just close your position altogether to not, put yourself in a position that might be not the most, where you can't control the outcome. There we go. Natural gas went below. It's really not pushing up too nicely anyways. So what I'm going to do, and again, I know this isn't going to be something that maybe everyone agrees with, is I'm actually going to close my position. We're getting too much consolidation, and I want to give it a little bit of time. Wait, there we go. Is this what it's like to not sell too early, or should I still sell? Let's see. No, natural gas is now pushing down, so let's see. We have it going on right there. I still... Let's see. Wow. Okay. Hold for the boys? No, I don't think that's something that they would suggest. There it goes. Nice little push up. Here we go. Let's see what we got going on right now. 117, nothing crazy. There we go. Got filled at 108.18. Total profit 117.01. Not bad. Nothing crazy, right? Watch this thing just shoot up to 110. I would crack up. But again, there's a reason on why I sold, right? The MACD, a little bit more on the overextended side. We're getting a lot of consolidation on natural gas right now. And yes, it can shoot down and we can try to bet on that, right? But it's like, again, like I know that like looking at the MACD right here, like there's a reason behind like why I'm selling it. So again, I'll show you guys the P&L, right? 117.01. You guys saw me buy, you guys saw me sell it. And I can show you my overall trades here. So we did the average up approach where we bought and then sold. Nothing crazy, no huge dollar amount right now. My entry point probably wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. It's just we're going through a lot of consolidation. It doesn't even mean that I can't get back in. That's the beautiful thing about this is I sold and now I have no skin in the game, right? I'm kind of like, okay, well now I can potentially just wait for this thing to begin to push up, or if it begins to sell off, then guess what? I'm not in, and like I have no skin in the game right now. So I can decide to, if I see natural gas beginning to push up, then I can go for you guys because I'm free. So I never took a position on UWT, but it makes sense on like, if it finds the EMA line as a support, then every time that you see that it's finding it as a support, that, you can slowly begin to add more to your position size and stuff like that. Like right now, we then broke below the EMA line, and now it's starting to show signs of a break of pattern. It's the progression at the rate that it was going at is no longer the same. So you can see that right on over here. So maybe it might be an indication of like, hey, this might be where I want to sell, or where I might want to be a little bit more aware of looking for a sell and stuff like that. So there he goes. ENS, what's going on, Doug? There we go. Okay, so I like this, kind of like a horizontal pattern. I saw the volume to be a little bit low. I would wait for more of a confirmation of this making higher highs because it pushed up and recovered so much. Again, just look at previous patterns and when it recovered. It takes time for it to continue to make higher highs, especially after it just recently pulled back, right? So I would set my alert for the 78 and then slowly begin to, just understand that then maybe that's when it would make sense for it to show signs of an uptrend and stuff like that. So thank you again for that. Oh, of course. With everything that is that we do, there's always a certain dollar amount that I put aside. Obviously, you guys know that like I'm not huge on spending money anyways. So I have like a lot of my money saved, and it's just always been something that, regardless for tax purposes, obviously that there's a reason for that as well. One of the things that you can open is a specific maybe like bank account where you can slowly begin to add more of your trading profits there. And it could be like your little tax account where that's where you're going to pay all your taxes and stuff like that. Yeah, there's nothing crazy that I do to prepare for it. It's I have my tax guy that manages all my taxes, and I just make sure that I do my part in not spending everything that is that I make, or not spending more than I make. So I think that's the simple thing about like what we do. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I just try to have fun with what it is that we do, and not necessarily like play it smart, but just be aware of like what I'm doing. So here we go. Natural gas is pushing back up again. So it looks like, I feel like I played it out pretty well. I didn't sell at the highest price point for gas, but I didn't sell at the lowest either. So that's always good. Right now it looks like we're trying to push up, but Still don't know. But other than that, what's going on, Andrew? I like that. Guac today, Ricky? Well, again, it's only $117. Again, I'm still super grateful and super blessed and super thankful. But I would still like to trade a little bit longer. We've been trading live for quite some time, no? Yeah, about 55 minutes. So, I think we should close out the live stream then. You guys probably don't even want to hear me talk, right? AKCA. Very aggressive sell-off, so I might have some margin for recovery. Nope, got rejected by the SMA line, back at support, and then up and coming earnings. I don't think that this is going to be something that I'll be touching anytime soon. Trade all day. Oh, heck no. Here we go. So it looks like, shoot, where's it at? Do you guys see? So it looks like if you check like this pattern right here and then you check /NG, you could see that, we might still continue a downward pattern for natural gas, which could be very attractive for degas and all those trading that. So 500K subs needs longer streams. I don't think that's how it works. I won't get any of my other work done. I like that. Okay. So really nice push up. Should we do it? I just don't know if the margin of profit is worth it. I'll buy a cup if you stay on another 15 minutes. You could buy a cup if you want. I don't want you to feel forced to buy a cup based off of what or what not, or what I don't do. But yeah, I need to get breakfast. We're getting ready. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm leaving to China on Friday. So there's not going to be a live stream if I'm not mistaken. There might be if I can host a live stream on Friday, but I'm going to be getting ready for my trip to China. And I need to make sure that that's why I'm trying to sleep a little bit better. I'm trying to eat a little bit better and stuff like that. So I hope that's something that you guys can understand. But we've gone live for almost an hour. So I'll go live for an hour and then we can go from there. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Nice. Oh, I live in China now. That's so cool. And again, I've told you guys multiple times that me and the whole TechBuds team are going to China, right? We got the trips super cheap. We got them for $366 round trip. That's pretty cool, right? So we're going to be making videos about it and stuff like that, like once we go visit, like on YouTube. And it's not going to be like, oh, look at my lifestyle, like all this trading and look how cool it is that I could travel and stuff like that. It's like, I want to share and empower people that I only try to take trips for enjoyment trips when it's cheap, when it makes sense. Obviously there's business trips that I have to book flights for that are my flight literally to California this weekend cost just as much, but it was more work related. So I kind of have to. But for this, there's more enjoyment purposes. And I think that's something that again, I'm not here to try to glow on oh, look at my crazy lifestyle. It's you can live a nice life with still being frugal and do it in a very affordable way. So so you flying a crop duster, Ricky? No. Oh my god, you guys freaking cracked me up. Oh, I knew someone was gonna say something. That's dirt cheap. Yeah, no, I'm really happy that everyone, the whole team is really happy. Justin is not coming because there's multiple reasons. I don't even want to call him out because he's probably watching this live stream right now. But it's probably because his girlfriend told him he can't, or because he's scared of flights. Oh shoot, I said it. Oh, I cracked myself up. I'm totally. Oh my god, he's gonna hate me. I'm just trying to have a good time with you guys. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time, right? Yeah, no. And the sad part is, so someone's saying just buy his flight. Justin bought a flight with us, so I booked it all under my card and stuff like that. So he has a flight all ready to go, but he's just gonna throw it out, and there's no refund or anything like that because, yeah. Savage Tuesdays. Oh my god, now I feel kind of bad. All right, guys, I have to take off. I'm gonna try to film this cool like video. I don't know how cool it's gonna turn out, but it's kind of like a POV version of like me trading and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be pretty cool. But again, he's really happy with his like girlfriend, and obviously like none of the other guys here that are going have girlfriends. So 100%, like I know we're joking around and guys will be guys, but he likes spending time with his girlfriend. Just kidding. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for your time. I'll keep you guys up to date if I end up taking any other positions. But as of right now, I'm kind of trying to see if natural gas is going to continue to make higher highs or start to sell off and stuff like that, and kind of go from there. So Ishmael's saying single life, baby. Again, to each their own. Justin's really happy though. So hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Make someone smile today, do something good, learn something new, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.